And our first card is a new giant, the Frost Giant. 10 mana, 8/8, costs 1 less for each time you use your hero power this game.
I think this could replace Molten Giants.
And Handlock?
Yes, in like, yeah, Handlock.
Okay, so realistically, let's think about how you're playing with Handlock. Turn 1, usually pass. If you're
Or Corn Handlock.
Yeah, if you get Frost Giants or you know you have Frost Giants, you could coin tap. Okay, turn 2 tap, turn 3 tap. That's 3 taps. And turn 4 you're usually playing something like a Twilight Drake or a Mountain, yeah? So like worst case scenario, turn 4 tap. So that puts this guy at 6 mana. And then after that, you're going to be tapping a few times, like maybe turn 6 you could play like tap Twilight Drake, or turn 7 maybe tap Sludge Belcher. A lot of times if you're playing on curve you're not even going to be tapping past that. So like Molten Giants, when you're at 10 health, cost 0 mana, and for this guy to get to that you need to tap 10 times, and I don't think you're going to be tapping 10 times. So I feel like this guy might not actually be that good in Handlock, just based on the fact that once you get through your first few taps, this guy might just end up sitting in your hand while you play stuff on curve, or it might cause you to make worse plays, like instead of playing Boom, you play tap Belcher. So like it might force you to play off curve just for another 8/8, which would be nice, but if you're replacing Moltens for it, then like why not just play the Moltens? They will probably get out for less mana if your opponent's attacking you. Also the fact that Moltens are good against aggro, like if aggro starts rushing you down, you can drop out a Molten, or if aggro starts rushing you down, Frost Giant's useless. Like you need a lot of setup for him.
Okay, I think I agree with you. No, you kind of convinced me. I was probably wrong with that one. I
Mhm.
kind of over exaggerated both times that Handlock's probably like
Yeah, yeah.
taps.
It's
But against like a control deck, then maybe.
So like decks that use their hero power a ton, like Mage, no, not really. Hunter, yeah, but you don't really want to run an 8/8. You're not using your steady shot that much. Warlock, we went over that. Priest,
I think um warrior,
yeah.
control warrior can use this like
That's what I was thinking. If you just keep hero powering with warrior, you stall out the game with control warrior, this guy could actually get down to like 3 mana or below. Like you could realistically armor up 7 times in a game as control warrior.
I think more. I think way more than that. Let's see.
Hmm.
I've seen like a lot of games they go like 20 to like 40 armor. So
Yeah,
let's see. That's so that's like
yeah, that's at
so
least 10.
10.
So this guy'd be free. Yeah, I think this guy could see playing control warrior. It's just you have to wonder what you're taking out for another big minion that
Mm.
you have to play late, because he's bad against aggro. If you're doing stuff to fend off aggro, then you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, I think it's like you want to go like the maybe like the booms and stuff like the temple like late game cards.
Oh, you can't take out Boom. Boom too
You
good.
can boom's pretty good, but like if you're going like control, like you don't need boom. Like that's why in like grinder mage and like handlock, like sometimes like people just take out the boom because it's more like a tempo card. Like boom's a card where if you're ahead, then it's good.
Hmm.
But I feel like if
But
you're behind with this card, it's a little bit like better. In control warrior.
maybe if you've had nothing to play. No, it's a really just late game card. You need it in the late game, and Boom is something you play on curve. You're not gonna play this guy on turn 7, like usually. Like,
I mean, but think
meh.
about this: when you want to play that boom on turn 7 as control warrior against a aggro deck.
Well, against an aggro deck, yeah, if you're ahead on board, probably. Or you just throw it out there and then they hit face. Like if you have a taunt out, maybe. But like, this guy's no better. Like, I guess if you get him down to 5 by turn 7, which is unlikely. Maybe 6 by turn 7. You could play him and a Shield Slam. But I think it's good late game in Warrior, but I'm not sure exactly what they'll replace for him because they already have a decent amount of stuff that's strong late game.
Yeah, I actually think now thinking about like the deck list of most of those decks, it seems like I don't know. There's a lot more efficient cards. Like they have Baron, like Get In. They have the Savannas, the Booms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think this card is like a little bit like just average, too average.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. And, I mean, there's always a chance if you get off the deck that can hero power multiple times in a turn using some other cards, then this card might be stronger. So it's possible that on a hero power... Like, I think this card will be strong in hero power reliant decks that can hero power multiple times in a turn. Like, if that happens, you hero power twice, and you're in a good spot. Like, you're reducing this card's mana by 2 every time.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, so next card is Kodorider. Inspire, summon a 6 mana, 3/5. Inspire, summon a 3/5 War Kodo. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so this card is just average. Because a Silverhand... Wait, I don't think it's called a Silverhand. It's called a... Looking at it right now. A Silverhand Knight. Yeah, I was right. That's a 6/6 for 5 mana. This is a 6/10 for 6 mana.
Mm-hmm.
I just...
Well, for 8 mana.
Oh, and it's a Inspire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this card is terrible. I wouldn't play it.
Yeah. So
Terrible.
8 mana. You're
6
too. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's just gonna get rolled over by a lot of stuff that your opponent's playing up to your 8 mana turn. And if you play it on turn 6, when you're ahead, maybe you have a chance. Like, I don't know. Even then, if they have any board at all, they can probably kill it with a spell. So,
I mean, thinking about like other like 6-drops, Savannas, Thorson,
yeah.
Sunwalker, it just doesn't do anything. I mean, against Sunwalker, but like if you play Sunwalker, you can just hero power it down. It just doesn't do anything. That's the main problem.
Yeah.
And it's not efficient against the rest. Well, a hero power.
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit lackluster. But summoning a 3/5 is pretty good. Like, maybe there's a way it can be, it can work. It's probably trash against aggro. Maybe if this set introduces some more anti-aggro stuff, it could be used. Well, then and again, in a control meta, you get behind if you're playing this card. Yeah, okay, I think it's just bad.
Yeah, I think the only possible place that it could probably fit is like Priest, but that's it.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because Priest, you can play it on 6, and if they don't, and if you have like board control, you can like trade into like a smaller guy and then spam the Priest. But I don't know if this card is worth using the Priest hero power on compared to like your other means to begin with.
It's interesting, but then again, you're just summoning a 3/5. Even if you get it off, which is so difficult, your opponent might be able to drop a threat that's stronger, that can just remove your cards for free. Like, a Dr. Boom can kill both this and the War Kodo and live. So...
Yeah, it's not even about the other 6 drops, like the minions. It's also about the spells too. Like, let's look at these spells. So 6 mana, you have Druid with Force of Nature. You have Hunter with the High Main. You have the Blizzard for Mage. You have the Soulfire for the Priest. You have Vanish for the Rogue. Fire Elemental and Sacred Soul. They all these other cards just do something efficiently, while this card doesn't do anything efficiently. And even with Priest, you have your a light bomb that can clear the entire board. So it's like I don't know.
It's only good when you're ahead, and it's not incredible, even in that situation.
Yeah.
All right.
I give it like a D. It's not even like.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna start like grading these cards from like A B C D E. I mean A B C D F.
All right. Okay. Next one we got the Garrison Commander. This card came out today. It is a 2-mana 2/3 that says you can use your hero power twice on your turn. Thoughts?
Twice on your turn. I don't know. I think the only place I can really see this in is like looking at the other cards that we haven't like talked about yet. I think Shaman and Handlock.
Huh. Would you play
Besides
this guy
that-
in Handlock?
Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think it's too like lackluster. I think what is so basically 2 mana, basically 6 mana card, because you're going to play this guy
Mm-hmm.
and then use your hero power twice, which is 4 mana.
Mhm.
So, I mean, 4 mana to use your hero power twice is a good deal. But the thing is, in that turn, like I don't see a situation where you want to play this guy and you want to use your hero power twice and be like efficient. Even like Mage, like play this on turn 2, and then next turn coin like double on Fire Blast.
Mm.
But that's also is iffy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not. I give it like a D too.
Yeah, it's a decent minion, like 2 for 2/3.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering what decks you could use. Like, you don't really want it early. Something I saw someone bring up that I thought was interesting is this card in Hunter. Basically a 6 mana, deal 4 damage, and if it lives, then the next turn you deal 4 damage with double hero power. So, like, late game face Hunter card, maybe. Like, if you run out of resources, hey, here's 4 damage. I guess.
I mean, do you know what was actually interesting?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, what's that card? It's the I'm not finding it. It's the steam welded sniper, the hunter card that makes your power to target minions.
Mm-hmm.
That plus this, you can deal 4 damage to any minion on the board. But that's 8 mana there.
Hmm.
So that would be a 4/6 deals 4 damage.
Interesting, though. That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool combo that you can use to clear the board. So, like.
Actually, control hunter.
Mm-hmm. And you just 2 damage ping all their minions off.
Yeah.
I think that's
I-
fun.
Yeah, I think this is gonna create like a lot of like cool combos. I think.
Yeah, and if you combine that with Inspire cards, you might have something.
Yeah, I think it just there's a lot of development. Like you have to develop like a lot of cards like beforehand to actually make this card work.
Mm-hmm. But it's low mana cost, makes it pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes it like convenient.
Mm-hmm.